Hi, I'm Donna Fields and welcome to CLIL Scaffolding 11. It's a series of webinars designed to give you support for using scaffolding in your lessons. Today we're going to use scaffolding technique number 104. 101 more of these techniques can be found in my book, 101 Scaffolding Techniques for Language Teaching and Learning, that's also been translated into Spanish. We can use Jerome Bruner's definition of scaffolding, which is a technique or activity that targets skills students need to learn difficult tasks. Today's objective is to show how sequencing can be used to develop inferential reasoning. Let's start with a secondary literature lesson. Your students need to read the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. One way to help them with the scope of time that's covered in the book is by choosing key moments in the author's life, making them visible and letting the students order them sequentially. After that, they talk about these key moments and what happened in between those benchmarks that you've chosen, both in history and in the author's life. So what do? First, we choose 8 to 10 key moments from the book. We find images that represent them, either from the book or from other sources, and place them into text boxes. You include a very short caption under each image that includes the year the event occurred. Then print out a set for each pair of students in your class. I use colored paper whenever possible because it's different from the worksheets the students see during most of their schooling. It changes the atmosphere of the lesson. It's easier to keep the set separate, and also because I love colors, and so many of my students probably do also. In pairs, students put the images in order according to the information they have, and then they verbalize what they see using the short captions and expanding on them. Here's an example of an exchange a pair of students might have. Nelson Mandela was born on the 18th of July in 1918 in Transvaal, South Africa. South Africa is on the continent of Africa. The other student might say, Nelson Mandela's father died in 1930, so he was 12 years old. He was brought up by the king of his tribe, John Jintaba, I can't pronounce his name. In both instances, the little bit of information you've given is a scaffold in itself. You've given the students the confidence to dare to make complete sentences and also to add some information of their own. Saying, I can't pronounce his name, is a valid addition. The student is communicating a thought aloud in a language that probably isn't her home language. After the students have verbalized the information literally, you can use these questions to provoke deeper and higher level thinking. To answer them, the students need to pull from their knowledge of historical events and human nature in general. Now you can begin the autobiography, and your students will be more invested in the causes and consequences of Mandela's life because of their own internal and verbal processing. Let's try this with a primary social science lesson. Your students are going to learn about the process of recycling. You have the process represented in images. So you print out a set of the images for each pair of students. You cut them up individually and give a set to each pair. The students put the images in order, verbalize the process of recycling, and in this case you can give them vocabulary to use to verbalize the images more easily. The first student might say, in this first picture, I see a hand taking a bottle with orange liquid and a bottle of white liquid behind it. The other student might say, in the second picture, I see a boy with a glass in his hand and another person pouring liquid into the glass. Simple, but they are describing what they see. And with the other images, they're going to be verbalizing the process of recycling. Here are some questions you can give them afterwards to encourage them to think about recycling in their own lives and make inferences from the pictures. These encourage higher level order thinking. Now everyone's ready to absorb more information about the subject because the students have been given the opportunity to think about it and make connections to their own lives about it beforehand. And that's it, another simple scaffolding technique that I hope you can use in your classes. So all you super teachers out there, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to any comments you have. You can find all this material and lots more at scaffoldingmagic.com. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.